I'm Rosalind Elena McGrath, and today we're naming the hidden courage zappers, the fears that can pull us away from living our love. In our last episode, we talked about courage, the strength that allows love to stay present in your work. But courage, it doesn't disappear for no reason. If you've ever felt yourself hesitate, pull back, soften your voice, or delay something that you really know you're ready for, it's not because you don't care enough. It's usually because something underneath is asking to be seen. And today we're naming the hidden courage zappers, the fears that can slowly drain our willingness to live our love fully as healers and visionaries. And this isn't about fixing yourself, and about it's not about pushing fear away as bad. Fear is human. Fear can even be protective. And being able to hone in on our fears is powerful information, information that is the first step in shifting that. But when we don't recognize what's shaping our decisions, it can, behind the scenes, start to really shape our work. And so let's consider what might be operating under the surface, not to judge it, but to understand it. So, to be real clear, a courage zapper is not a weakness. It's not a lack of dedication or lack of talent. It's a protective instinct that once served you, or a protective instinct that served someone or those around you that you picked up subconsciously, because the subconscious is a powerful sponge, and that has stayed with you. So we're going to go into the common core fears. And the first of those is fear of rejection. And that can show up as like softening your message, holding back the truth, perhaps over explaining yourself, or even trying to serve everyone to avoid disappointing someone. But the truth is, you can't live your love and be absolutely universally approved. Why? Right? We're all different. We're unique. We have a different like lens into our version of reality, and not all of those, like 100% universally, are going to line up together. That's just natural, right? The world is a very diverse place. So the invitation here is simply to allow your work to resonate, accept that it resonates where it resonates. A second common fear is fear of failing, right? And that can show up specifically as delaying launching something, perhaps endless reframing, or waiting and waiting to feel ready. But the truth is that failing at something, and of course, right, there can be different ideas about what failing actually means. But your perception of failing at something that you're aligned with is actually growth. Because avoiding action that's aligned with you and your sense of purpose is stagnation. And the invitation here that courage brings is that you don't have to be fully formed to move forward. Growth isn't a sign that you're unqualified. It's actually a sign that you're alive in your work, right? There is always more, and there is always more learning. The third fear here is fear of succeeding. And this can show up as undercharging, playing small, shrinking visibility, and staying in helper mode rather than stepping into your true authority. So the truth is that success brings visibility, it brings responsibility, and it brings expansion. So many healers and visionaries are shaped by an unspoken belief, such as if I grow too much, I'm being ego driven. If I earn more, I'm less spiritual. If I speak with authority, I'm no longer humble. If I become visible, I'm somehow above others. Now, humility in its true form actually means staying connected to truth, staying teachable, and remembering you're part of something larger. So that inner authority is always connected to that larger, ultimate authority, if we can use that word, of source, of spirit, of creation. So the invitation that courage brings forward here is that expansion doesn't betray humility. You don't betray humility by expanding. You betray yourself when you're hiding. A fourth fear we'll cover here is fear of change and the unknown. And this can show up as staying in roles that you've actually outgrown, keeping structures that no longer fit for you, and saying maybe later to inner nudges. So, that fear of outgrowing your current identity, healers and visionaries often grow faster than their roles. And this fear can show up as staying in a version of your work that you've already outgrown, maybe holding on to language, the way you speak about your work, your pricing, your structure, or you're on an audience that no longer fits where you're at now, who you really are now as you continue to evolve. It can also show up as delaying that next expression of your purpose because it feels unfamiliar. Sometimes the real fear isn't change itself, it's about becoming someone new. And the truth here is that living your love will change you. The invitation that courage brings is that growth is not instability, it's evolution. And the fifth fear here that we'll touch on is the fear of being fully seen. It isn't just fear of rejection, it's fear of exposure. So being seen means being known for what you truly think, being visible in your inner authority, and letting your depth be visible, not just your helpfulness. For many healers, it feels safer to be appreciated than to be powerful. So, the invitation that courage brings forward here is to be willing to be seen in all of your true power, in all of your inner authority. So, as you reflect on these fears of rejection, of failure, of success, of change and the unknown, and of being seen, I invite you to consider which of these feels familiar. Where do you notice your energy contract? And What might love ask of you here? So you might want to grab pen and paper and jot down what comes to mind. And I want to remind you again that fear is not proof you're off track. It's often a sign that you're near expansion. So, which fear feels most familiar? I'd love for you to share that in the comments. And if you're recognizing yourself in some of these fears and you're ready to relate to them in a different way, rather than letting them shape your work behind the scenes, I've created a deeper space for that process, and that's my Flourish Your Purpose immersion, which is for healers and visionaries who want to clear what's been draining their courage and let their love lead the way in their work more fully. So you can visit the link in the comments if you feel that resonates with you. And if you'd like to continue this conversation in a supportive space, you are warmly invited to my free Facebook community that is for the number 4, Flourishing Your Healing Visionary Purpose. I will leave that link in the description for you as well. It's a place where we can explore these things with others that are walking a similar path. And next episode, we'll explore how you can clear these courage zappers in a way that really works for your life. So, in the meantime, I want to thank you so much for being here and for being you. Namaste and many blessings to you, my friend.